How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AngelsBobs Plus in our Factorio modded series. Last episode we began setting up our silicon, silver, and then the aluminum section, and then this blueprinted section right here is for the silica bars. This is the more advanced version. And what this will do is this is to help with the second or third tier of the iron, the liquid iron. Basically, we add it to the iron ingots with some silicon ingots, and we basically water down the iron, but we get a bunch more out of it. We're not quite there. We're actually researching that right now. What episode are we on? Episode 35, I believe? Yes. Again, should write this down. But I don't know, but you guys know. Alright. So I believe for these ones, these three, I'm pretty sure all we have to do is plug them in. The aluminum is gonna need a little bit of extra stuff, but we'll set that up. I don't know if we'll quite get to that in this episode, but we'll see. So we do have enough belts. Let's go ahead and set that up. So we need silica and we need the aluminum passed through. So let's go set that up first. We do have enough warehouses for them, so let's go like so, and then like so, and yeah, that's fine. So I need silica ore, and then I need silver ore. Awesome. Technically, we don't need these to be yellow. We don't need it at that fast of a pace. But we do need it at a pace that is somewhat fast. If that it makes any sense, it really doesn't, but basically we should be fine. Oh no. Did I not plan this out correctly? I think I did. I just don't think I realized where the belt was supposed to go. So 2, yep. Right there. Awesome. Cool. Alright, and then you are gonna go like a so. Like so. So we never put these in, so now we're gonna have to do that for all of them, huh? Alright. Yeah, see, we didn't put these in, we should have, but oh well. That's fine. It's not gonna deter us too badly. It's just gonna be a bit of an inconvenience. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab the silver and the silica all the way down. So the silica is on the bottom one. Awesome. Just like so. Doesn't matter if it's yellow or not. And then the silica also needs to go here. It's weird. We have to do one thing with the silica, and then we have to do it with another, and basically combine it. It's annoying, but nevertheless. All the way up, like so. Not actually sure what this silver gets used for. Besides this, but again, yes, I could look it up. I just did not. So like so. Awesome. And there we go. Cool. So let's go ahead and pull. I don't believe any of them require carbon specifically, but let me just yeah, they do. Silica requires carbon. Okay, so I need carbon for these two. Okay. So like so. Luckily, carbon's also used as the fuel, so I don't have to worry about having to run both coal and carbon into it. And then this one I'm gonna just run coal. Now, yeah, we could just run carbon. I have done that in the past of just purely running carbon the entire way, but some things I believe require coal. I'm probably wrong on that. Again, I could look it up with FNEI, or what's it really used for. Alright, so both of these machines should be functioning. The silver doesn't look like it's functioning. Why? Oh, because there's some ghost images that were not built. Awesome. Alright, so let's go fix that. That waits for the carbon to arrive. That's also waiting for the carbon to arrive. Yeah, we'll have to speed all these belts up to yellow at some point. We'll have to probably just go through and make an entire episode of just upgrading infrastructure. But hey. Alright, so now that the silicon and then the silver should be flowing, let's go ahead and go look and see what we need to do to get this functioning. So we need the sodium hydroxide. Isn't that... let's see. I believe it's made in... You know what? I don't think we have the research for it. Do we? Sodium hydroxide. Okay, so saline. No, it says we have it. Okay, so it's made an electrolyzer, Mark II, which we should have. Oh, well, technically it's the tier 1, I believe. Or, no, maybe it is the tier 2. Alright, so saline water. Okay. So then we should have access to it. Said we had access to it. Let's make an electrolyzer and look. We'll take a look at it, and then I do know we're gonna need one of these. Let's go over and grab some iron. So clearly we're gonna need iron for something. Well, we need iron for the water purification plant, so we can get the saline water we need to then turn into the hydrogen and the chlorine, which we'll just vent, because we only need the byproduct it creates. Ironically, this is a scenario where we just want the byproduct, we actually don't want the main products. Alright. So we're going to make one of those. Let's make a clarifier. Yeah, one clarifier, and then down here, need 2 gas pumps. So let's do... Oh, there it is. So just saline water, and then we'll produce one or so. We could ratio it. Yeah, let me grab enough iron just so that if I'm thinking about it. Let's go ahead and make a new planner. New plan. This. Make me these. And these. Awesome. Factory. We have 3 of these, so I need 3 electrolysis, which means how many of these do I need? We are making it from... Ooh, we could just make it in a saline plant. We're making it here out of them. 8. And the tier 4 is 5. Jeez Louise. Alright, how many... Alright, if I made it from a saline plant, can I make... I only need 2. Can I make saline plants? Kind of. Technically right now, no. We need the aluminum, which we need to make. We don't have concrete, which we need to make, and we don't have the red circuits, which we're in the process of making. Okay, so technically no. Could we make the tier 3? Nope. So the best we can do is this. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna need just a bunch of iron then. So it's at 8. So we have stone brick. Stone brick's made up north. So that's 5. So we need 3 more. 3 more of those, and then 2 more electrolyzers. Let's go up here to this again. The thing I guess I should have probably made not in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, but that's fine. And more iron, awesome. So let's head back to Ironland. Grab a little bit more iron, enough to make one more, awesome. Am I near water? Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, so then if that's the southernmost, yeah, we'll build it right here then. So let me just get a regular pump. And do I have enough pipe? Let's just go grab some extra. Hopefully some has been made. Yes, maybe. Kind of. I see some. Whether or not it's actually made. The great part is... I'll grab half. The great part is the underground won't get made unless there's an excess of iron. So the normal pipe will only get made. We will try to get more lines of iron built, but I don't know how long that's going to take us. Honestly, I don't know. Probably the next time we're waiting for something specifically. Okay, so it looks like, yep, now we have silicon wafers being made, and silver bars for the silver wire we need. So transistors should actually technically be made, right? Yeah. Well, now we need the plastic. Once we get plastic, we'll be able to make transistors. And then the aluminum is for something. The aluminum is for the advanced circuits, so the red circuits. Okay. So we will make, yeah, we'll make it down here and we'll just pump it up. Oh, shit. Did I need the tier 2s? I did, but luckily I can just make them from that. Awesome. But yeah, so we'll pump the water from this little lake and then do our shit here. So let's go ahead and say, I don't know, that. Somewhere there's a pipe that does not have a parent. Awesome. And we'll just say something like that. It's the furthest south you're gonna go. There. Awesome. And we'll adjust that later, but let's just get all these placed. Cool. So we're gonna go ahead and make all the saline solution we need. You are going to do copper because I just happen to have more of it. You're gonna get rid of all of the purified water. Technically, in the grand scheme of things, we are wasting resources if you really want to think about it this way. I mean, technically, we're not wasting anything. Water is, at least in Factorio, an infinite resource. So, in reality, we're not wasting anything, but we are wasting power, right? Because we're technically making this product of purified water, and we're not using it anywhere else, and we could, if we wanted to ratio the entire factory, which we're not doing, although that would be an interesting way to play. Like a purely ratioed out factory. Like, I don't even know if I would have the capacity to do that, but it certainly would be an interesting thing. Now, I'm not saying you can, right? Because you can definitely do it on a small scale. I just don't know if I would have the sanity to do it on the scale we're currently playing. To make sure, oh, well, if I'm adding this much more consumption, I mean, I guess you could, in theory, do it, right? You would just have, instead of doing things like this, where I'm making it locally just for the aluminum, you have a centralized area, which, I mean, technically we're going to have with PetroChem for producing everything, well, producing all of our liquids and gases, and then as I need more, just add it to the grid. You will run into throughput issues with pipe, because although it doesn't say that there's a limit, there is technically an upper limit to how much the pipe can pump, and you can kind of see that here with 100 out of 100, right? So think of it as 100 units of waters in one pipe, and there is a flow rate, and you can slightly increase it with pumps, and technically, if you wanted to, you could chain pumps together to really up throughput, then you're increasing power, and it's one of those, I feel like studies of fluid dynamics in Factorio could be its own thing, if you will. Not really subject or class, but I feel like you could definitely study it. plug them in like, we'll just plug them in like this. Alright. Take in our saline water. And we should just be able to say, okay. Nope. Plops it right where we want it. Awesome. That's now all those are going to start functioning. These are going to start producing what they need. And again, let's get some pipe. We're just going to use copper because I haven't had more copper than iron. Otherwise it would follow our somewhat convoluted scheme of pipe and coloring. And then just, I guess, for simplicity purposes, we'll just do this. And again, we're technically wasting power by making both the hydrogen and the the chlorine. We don't really need it. I guess we could later on use the chlorine in the gold production we'll need, but I think for now it's fine, and because we're also not producing too much. I'm not min-maxing. If you wanted to min-max, you could. You could very well as easily want to use every possible resource as efficiently as you can. And one of those would be not using yellow belt here, but I'm making it now at a scale that I think doesn't necessarily warrant me using it, but it permits the use of it, because I don't have to worry about, oh no, I'm wasting all of my resources. So for me, it's fine. Like, see, I'm hardly making any, but it's enough for this machine to function. Let's see. Because we need more destruction. Awesome. Right, and you, again, like I said, you can, if you really wanted to, purely ratio everything in the game out. I don't have the mental fortitude to do that, and I don't think a lot of players do. It would be interesting to see, though. I would be very interested to see somebody play that. I don't know if I'd say a style, but do a factory with that sort of restriction. To where they, in order to add something, nothing could be made locally. Everything would have to be made. Well, no, okay. You could, right? Okay. You could play with that restriction of everything has to be ratioed, right? And you could still make things locally, like for instance here. You just couldn't vent anything in this case because we're unmodded. You just couldn't get rid of it by venting it. We'll just move our production block right over there just so it's off a little bit more off the screen. You could do it, right? If you wanted to play with the restriction of no voiding, basically, you would have to use all the byproducts. You would just have to put it into a central line somewhere and have it be processed somewhere else in the factory, whether it's turning the hydrogen into fuel blocks or using the saline water from this monstrosity. I mean, obviously you couldn't rely on it, right? Because this system isn't always functioning. And I guess that is another degree you could take it, right? Is, okay, well, I want a perfectly ratioed factory to the point of everything's being used as it's being created and there is no excess. A no-access factory would, I think, be a very, very interesting take on Factorio and just factories as a whole. I think you truly would hit, not necessarily like god tier status, but you would definitely hit a level of again, I don't want to even say efficiency, but you will hit a level of interesting, that is for sure. Especially mental fortitude that I certainly don't have for this game. Like, I mean, I love it. I have thousands of hours in it. I just don't know if I would want to sit down and... Because I feel like you would have to sit down and just spend, like, a day planning your factory. I mean, more so than we've done, obviously. Like, I've done planning, but that's purely just so I know where things are going. Not necessarily, okay, this is how much of this I need, this is how much of this I need, this is how much... Like, I eyeball a lot of the shit. I mean, some things I ratio out, but a lot of the time I just eyeball it and say, you know what? This is good enough. So, it's definitely a thing. Okay, so I believe aluminum goes on this, like so. I think it goes like that. And then that means yes, for which I have none. Okay, so let's go ahead and drag. Oh, I don't need all of these. I just need, I believe that much. Yes. And again, I do want to check to make sure it's not carbon that we need. Some things require particularly, yep, see, it needs carbon. So carbon is what will go on that line, not gold. It is one of those things, again, if you want to be truly efficient, if you want to please the Factorio gods, you could just I guess, run carbon, and carbon alone. However, I choose to run both, just because if I don't, I might eventually switch over to purely just carbon here, so that way all of the coal goes to get turned into carbon, and as a result, I get the byproduct of sulfuric wastewater production. We'll see if we want to make that change. It's not really a hard one. We just would need to, honestly, I think instead of worrying about, oh, let me clear all this bell and switch it all over to this line, I would literally just clear this line. Or I wouldn't even clear it. I would let what fuel's on it be burnt. And I would just switch the input wherever it comes in at here. I would cut the input. And then if I decide wherever I end up making more carbon at, I would just plumb it in, plug it into this line, still let this line exist, and this line. There would just be 2 lines of carbon. And then over time, eventually all the coal would be burnt off the lines, and they would just purely be using carbon. Which is one thing we could decide to do. Let's see, is there anything else we need right now? I don't believe so. It's not that I can think of. Most of these, I guess we get batteries. Not that we need them right now, but we will. We are starting to get into military techs, which I don't think I'm going to research at all, because again, have not seen biters for 35 episodes. I don't think they're on. And it shouldn't affect us in any way. Yeah, I don't think we need, obviously we can't research the blue signs because we don't have it yet. There's nothing specifically, I mean, this could be nice to get these gear wheels, like the steer gear wheels, because just like we have the iron setup for the better ratios, these are the exact same with the steel, the cobalt, the brass, and we can actually get an even better version currently that we have on the iron. I want to say we can get the better version for all of them. Yeah, see, we can get die casting, which just effectively makes it even cheaper. So we might look at that. I never actually implemented that in one of my previous worlds. I want to say I researched it or might have just started to get into it, but it was not something I got into prior to watching a rocket. Alright, so it looks like the system, well, of course, once the aluminum gets here, it should start functioning, if I'm not mistaken. Unless I didn't, oh no, that is fuel. Yeah, it should function once. Also, quick side note, the reason this is here instead of us going straight into this is because although this shit is ratioed, the sodium hydroxide is ratioed out perfectly for the aluminum system. If I don't think I pulled from this, but if I do need to pull it somewhere else, I'll have a stockpile of it, and that allows me a temporary reprieve while I scale this stuff up down here, because I might as well scale it up if I have space, just to produce excess, because it's not like any other system is dependent on that. So the first tidbits of aluminum come in, and it's fine that these aren't perfectly like, oh, this belt has most of it, and this belt has a little bit less, and this belt clearly has a lot less. Obviously, once this backs up, more will flow into this last one, and as all of them back up, they will all be fine. They take very, very little anyway, because it's just the time. It takes them 12 for 6 seconds, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah. And then that flows, this activates. Obviously, we turn these into fast inserters, how we could even redesign it and use motors, but it's, again, it's fine. It's not something that's gonna be the end of the world. Sure, it might make the Factorio gods a little bit unhappy that we're not being consistent in our transportation devices between machines, but oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull these over. So now that we have aluminum, we pretty much have all the metals we need. So that means, I think next episode, we're going to try to get into... I'm going to move this power pole. Oh, we really got to move these power poles. I think next episode, we'll try to get into PetroChem, or at the very least setting the layout for that, because that will be quite extensive. We will probably be doing PetroChem mostly all of next week, I believe. We will see, though. Yeah, I'm going to say at least probably the first 3 episodes of next week, so probably Monday through Wednesday. We'll probably be setting up PetroChem, so if anybody's been waiting for us to get to PetroChem, we will finally be there next week. Because, yeah, we're definitely not going to get to it in this episode. Unfortunately, again, this is going to be a shorter episode, just like last week. So the normal hour, the only reason being, and I think we're going to transition the Friday episodes to just 30 minutes. It's easier for the recording sessions. Also, yeah, it's easier for the recording sessions. So anybody who has been enjoying the hour-long episodes, I'm sorry. They might make a return, they might not. Anyone watching this in the future already knows what decision was made, but more than likely, they probably won't. Just because they take up more time to record, they take up more time to edit, more time to render, and that all adds up at the end of the week, so we'll probably just keep all episodes at 30 minutes. Unless, of course, there's a overwhelming decree by the people for the hour-long episodes, which I don't know, I think 30 minutes is a good length. About 30 to 40 is, I think, a good length. That's always what I've enjoyed watching on YouTube when people do Factorio series, and that's something I've seen countless other content creators and YouTubers do as well. This is about the 30-minute or so format. And these miners are still in our way, jeez. Okay. How much is even left here? 100,000. Good lord. Okay, so let's go over, I guess, and grab some more stuff. I also have a few more ideas for... Sorry, I had to yawn. I had a few more ideas for a couple new series. I'm debating on whether or not to start a RimWorld series, along with possibly doing either an EU4 series, which will probably mainly just be me playing EU4 on stream and then converting it into a YouTube series. But we'll see. If you guys have any thoughts or comments about that, definitely leave that down below. If you guys prefer, I might post a poll on it, either on Twitter or on YouTube itself. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that. Alright, we're gonna have to figure out how the fuck we're gonna route this. Honestly, let's adjust it. Let's adjust these a little bit. So let's do it so the miners can still mine. It's gonna take a little bit more time though. So we'll do that. That way the miners can still function properly. Honestly, I might do a poll on both. I might do a poll both on Twitter, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys head over to the Twitter. Go follow me over there. Link should be somewhere on the YouTube profile or in the description. I don't know if I've added it there yet. And then also make sure, oh shit, did I not put these in the correct corner? But I might not have. But make sure you head over there. And then if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys head over to the Twitch channel. We are streaming most days. Well, I say most days, but we're streaming Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday. Sometimes, not often. Usually I use my Sundays as like my recovery day, which is important. Alright, so there we go. The silicon wafers. And unfortunately it is that time again. So, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up if you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns for me, leave those down below in the comment section. If you guys just want to say hi, you guys say hi too. Let's see what else. Oh, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys smash the subscribe button. Really, really helps out the channel. Really means a lot, guys. We are growing. Helps get more people interested in the channel and stuff. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good weekend. Peace out.